subscribe now and press the bell icon. Never miss an update.
Namaste, konnichiwa. Welcome to the Thenupurtewarishow. Let's talk business. And today we are joined by none other than the president of Times of India Group, Mr. Partha Sinha. Mr. Sinha, welcome to the Thenupurtewarishow. Let's talk business.
Thank you very much. Very happy to be here.
Thank you. And definitely, since you are the president of such a biggest publishing house in India, how does it feel? Like, is it a pressure or you just take it, it's nothing, you can just handle it? How does it feel?
See, every business comes with its own pressure. Every business comes with its own challenge. And let me also tell you something that COVID got its own set of challenges, especially for publication industry. So yes, there are challenges, but the best part is there are solutions also. So our job is to navigate through the challenge, look for the solution, and feel very happy when you can find the solution.
That's very, very, diplomatic answer you have given. So definitely would love to go a little bit deep that, as you know, the India and Japan, not only today, I think closer than before, and it is becoming more close. And when it comes to definitely, this is the 70th year of India-Japan diplomatic relationship. So in Japanese businessmen, they really want to invest in India. So how do you think the Times of India Group can help these businessmen? Because I should tell you that when Japanese think about India, that the most important problem is promotion. They don't know how to promote their product. So do you think Times of India the group can play a really big role here?
What you are asking is exactly the strength of Times of India Group. So we understand India not from what people do and how people behave. We understand India from a far deeper cultural insight. So any brand, the dream of any brand always is to be a part of the culture of the market they are in. I think Times of India has proven that over a period of time we could help brand become part of culture, part of national thinking, because what we consider to be market share is not share of readership or share of number of papers or share of media. We look at share of influence, and our share of influence is disproportionate. So whether it's a small company that wants to become an unicorn, what is unicorn, like $1 billion valuation. So all the unicorns was born not only in those garages and in the minds of the founders, but they all were born on the front pages of Times of India and Economic Times. So we actually control, or we actually influence significantly. I won't say control is the wrong word. We influence significantly the national thinking. And therefore, we know exactly how to help a brand be a part of the national thinking.
Wonderful. So the Japan, I think you have been to Japan. So and
Yes.
You have seen here how people behave, how they believe in quality and the punctuality, everything. Do you think that and when it comes to India, I'm not saying that we Indians are not punctual or we don't keep our promises. Definitely we do, but there are a lot of the ethics, different ethics of working style, also very different. Do you think that we should have kind of exchange kind of program that, because since still the India Japan, we have big gap, the business, when it comes to business values. What kind of thing can feel these gap? What do you think?
Okay, let me tell you something which is okay. I will answer this question in two parts. One part is, when a Japanese brand wants to come into India, how do they bridge the gap? So the point is, everybody, whenever a brand which is born in another culture and those people are bringing that brand into another culture, it will not be liked exactly for the same reason that it's liked in that culture. So a Japanese brand, when it comes here, they can't expect that it will be exactly the same reason for which people will like it for what they like in Japan, because culture is the strongest filter. So people need to invest a little bit to understand the cultural mindset, and then analyze which part or what value system of the brand would actually be bought by this new culture. Because a culture is a multifaceted thing. So a Japanese product, a Japanese brand is a product of Japanese culture. And Japanese culture has got many facets to it. So it may be so that people in Japan like it for facet A, but people in India may like it for facet B. So that kind of open-mindedness is very important for a brand to be successful. Part B of the answer is, should there be more exchanges? Yes, I think there should be more exchanges, because more and more culture you get exposed to, the more your mind opens up. But I've seen one thing, which is many times I have seen the cultures which are successful are the cultures which never considered themselves to be superior. Nobody is superior. Let's be very clear about it. They're different. One is not better than the other. I mean, when you ask the question, there was a, like kind of subliminal thing saying, Japanese are, very punctual, Indians are not. Maybe not being punctual has its own value. We know how to live in the moment. So nothing is inferior and nothing is superior. If that thought doesn't go from people's head, then there would be no cultural exchange which will be useful. You have to understand that every culture is different and nobody is better than the other. Everybody has their own value. So if you are coming to interact with another culture, you have to keep the mind open. Personally speaking, I've always lived like that, and it has given me huge dividend, because I never thought any culture is good or bad. I always thought it was different. So I must understand whatever I want to understand. So punctuality is not necessarily the best thing. Who said punctuality is the best thing? By being punctual, you will lose spontaneity. If you're putting everything into a like a kind of processified way, then you will lose spontaneity. Without spontaneity, there would be no creativity. So again, Japanese culture is not about punctuality. Japanese are very creative. I mean, I've got very good creative friends in Japan. It's an extremely creative society. So, like, that's why I'm saying two things. One is inferior superior equation. Second is generalization. Culture is about texture. Culture is about, like multiple facets. So exchange is only possible when people explore multiple facets and they come with an open mind saying nothing is better, nothing is worse.
So yes, very rightly you said, it is kind of mindfulness session. I can sense that, because nobody is superior, nobody is inferior, definitely not. But having that openness, open mind, I think we have to work a lot on that, because a Japanese, when they're going for a meeting, they definitely expect those things. And that is the flexibility is not there. Honestly, if I say, I have been dealing with these people from both countries people, and that is the gap. Actually, the Japanese say we cannot trust. The people are not coming on time. People are not keeping their promises. I mean, we cannot trust, and trust is the most important thing in Japanese culture. Once you trust forever. So, but how we can bring that openness, that open mind thing, like what kind of work do you think we have to do?
See, openness comes from when trust is not a one-way process. Please remember, trust is a two-way process. So I have heard from Indian companies and Indian audiences, they think that they can't trust Japanese because the Japanese don't trust them. So it is a two-way street. It cannot be a one-way street. It has to be a two-way street. To earn trust, you must give trust. Correct. And trust, you may think there's only one way to arrive at trust. I can show you another way of arriving at trust. So this is what I mean by openness. And openness only happens when you put all the cards on the table. If you come and tell me that, listen, this is how I am, and I come and tell you this is how I am, then people get open. Then you see, okay, it's very different from what I know. It's very different from what I know. Great.
So yeah, very, I never heard these words. It's just, I'm so grateful to you for this interview, because you said this is the first time I'm just, I'm hearing that you said that the Indian businessman also said that they cannot trust Japanese because of the many reasons. I don't know what are the reasons.
Because to start with, they don't trust them. Because the Japanese people don't trust Indians, so Indians also don't trust them. Trust is a two-way process.
It's
At a very
it's
simple
like
level.
it's like a marriage.
Yeah, if I can't trust you, you will not trust me. It's as simple as this. So trust is a two-way process. I'm saying a very simple thing. To earn trust, you have to give trust.
Okay, I think this is a very good, experience. This interview is going to open many eyes that yes, we have to trust them. Then we'll get the trust, definitely. So this is when we talk about these businesses. Definitely go back to your students' life that you did your IIT Kharagpur. Then after that, I am Ahmedabad. So at that time, did you plan to join Times of India or any publishing house at that time, or just it happened?
No, it happened. I take life as it comes. So I'm not very disciplined. I must say that. So I started off in a bank. I was in Citibank. So I was a banker to start with. And then slowly I got excited about consumers and people. So I actually moved to advertising from bank. Then I stayed in advertising. Then I moved to media, one media house for a while. I came back to advertising and technology, and then finally I've landed up here. So, what floats my boat is anything that I can do which has a deep connect with culture, because I am a student of culture all my life.
Okay, so today's, as you can see, definitely your time also was like that, but maybe a little bit less than now. The race is going on. We have to achieve something. I'm not saying that is bad thing. Neither I'm judging that. Like you having a degree of IIT and IIM, it's like in India, it is the best thing anyone can achieve. So what do you think that the race is going on? It is very healthy today, or even your time also was there. So
Okay.
is it very healthy, or should we just should avoid and let our children just choose whatever they like?
See, we are actually allowing our children to choose because the opportunities have multiplied. See, if you came from a emerging country like India, at our time, we needed the insurance, and the insurance was IIT and I knew that I would be never out of a job, ever. I would always be in demand. But today, things have opened up so much that people can experiment, people can do things that they like, people can find out what they're good at, do 2-3 things and find out what they're good at, which should be the natural way of doing things. But still, you will find that there is a very, like massive number of people who still go and do coding in India. Now, like it's so much so that in US and all, Indians are almost known as coders. So the point is, more and more we allow people to find out what they're good at, because the society needs all kind of people. Imagine there's a society which has only coders. You will not be able to live in the society for 30 seconds, right? You need everything. You need a poet, you need a painter, you need people who do interesting haircuts, like something along the ear. So you need everything. That makes the society exciting. That makes the society worthwhile. So we must allow people to figure out what they're good at and contribute to the society. And unfortunately, the business world doesn't realize the truth. So they disproportionately reward one side and not reward the other side. And that's why the society gets lopsided. So today, everybody wants to pay lots of money to coders.
So the way you were talking, it's like you are totally relaxed, and being a president of Times of India, when do you get time to relax and think about these things? We'd love to know.
I can attribute a lot to Japanese single malt. No, I'm kidding. But like I think as one grows up in life, one gets clarity. So that there are certain things which you can do, you will get result. There are certain things, even if you do, you will not get result, and somebody else can do it better. So you dump your ego and ask somebody else to do it, because many times the stress is because of ego. That I want to do everything. I don't want to ask for help. I don't, like as you grow senior, you understand the reality that there are certain things you can do very well, do it. There are certain things other people can do very well. There are certain things maybe the entire team can't do well. So you may look outside, you may look for outside help. So as long as those things get clear, you try to find a solution to everything. So when I initially said that there are challenges and there is always a solution, I actually meant that like you don't work for the output, you work for the outcome. But what happened eventually? Output is
People should have time to relax also.
No, I'm saying that if you take life like that, you will remain relaxed. Because I don't believe in work-life balance. Because if work is not a part of your life, then you shouldn't be doing that work.
So the work is most important.
No, nothing like that. Work is a part of your life. So you have constructed a life where there is work, there is family, there is book, there is music, there is hobby, then everything, right? So everything
Okay.
you need to
Everything is part of life. We have to accommodate everything.
So then, therefore, I don't believe that there's a thing called work-life balance. So if work is not a part of your life, then why are you doing that work?
Exactly.
If your work is part of death, if your work is as bad as death, don't do that work.
True, very true. And these words are very important for today's young generation, definitely. And my last question would be like, what do you think, like what kind of Japanese product can work in India?
Anything. See, Japanese, what I love about Japanese is the sense of design. And I think that kind of a design sensibility, there is enough space in India, whether it's tech product, whether it's because the places where design is of paramount importance, tech, housing, infra, that, like all these things, design is very important. And often we don't pay attention to the idea of design there. And the thing which has opened my mind in Japan after many years, that design can actually make or break an experience. It's like designed for an experience. And so I think that whole philosophy can work very well in this market, because this market doesn't have a strong play over there. So whether it's the way, like you see how quickly Japanese whiskey has taken over India. Like it was always Scotch, but it has completely taken over. Japanese wine, Japanese, stores like Muji and all are doing very well. So I'm saying the sense of design is very important for Japan. And I think Japan should try and, get as much of the design thinking into India as possible.
This is a very great message for Japanese businessmen, because they are a little bit scared to invest in India. I think it will give them more confidence to invest in India and start something new. As you said, that design really attract Indians, and it attracted you. So thank you so much for joining us and giving us so much knowledge about everything, about life, about business, about Times of India. And we would love to have you again.
Pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you, and arigatou gozaimasu.
Arigatou gozaimasu. That I know. It means thank you.
Yes, that's right.
Subscribe now and press the bell icon. Never miss an update.